so you can pick up your tickets in advance. Hope you will be. Well, here comes Dr. Tom Prichard. He's got that Texas title slung over his shoulder, and Ms. Texas is with him. Maybe we can get some comments about that. First of all, what about this mudhole match coming up here, huh?
Let me just say this. You want to talk about being sick and tired of the things that are going on around here. I've heard Jerry Lawler come out week after week and talk about what he's going to do to Eric Embry and all these jerks and stooges and funkies from Texas. Well, I got news for you, Lawler. I'm nobody's stooge. I'm nobody's funky. And I'm sure not a jerk. And I'll tell you this. When I see an injustice and when I see the prejudice taking place here in the USWA, when you put 4 guys like Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, Danny Davis, and Bill Dundee around the ring, and then you got me and Eric Embry, the only representative from the great state of Texas, and the only guys who know what's going on around here. That's what I call prejudice. That's what I call an injustice. That's what I call Eddie Moreland and your king, Jerry Lawler, stacking the deck. That's your champion who needs 4 guys around the ring to do his work for him. Well, I'll tell you this, Lawler. It doesn't matter what you want to do, how you want to stack the decks against Eric Embry or myself, because I stand on my own, Embry stands on his own, and you're going to find out Monday night why you can have anybody you want around the ring. But it doesn't matter, because there will be a final justice done. Now, one thing I want to say is, where does the dirty white girl get off on even being in professional wrestling? Who has she ever beat, man? Does she wrestle at all? What has she done? What makes her have the right to even come in the same profession as me and Miss Texas? And you got a mud hole in the middle of the ring Monday night? Well, she's not even in your league, man. Well, she's not even in any competition. She doesn't match you in sophistication or beauty. And what can you do with a mud hole in Memphis, Tennessee, Miss Texas?
Listen here. Monday night, I got a mud match with Miss Goody Two-Shoes, dirty white girl. You're no match for me. But come Monday night, I'm going to take that little pig face and stick it in the mud, and I will show everyone why I am the best female wrestler around and why you just a bony freak.
That's right. What makes you, have you ever looked in the mirror, dirty white girl? Where does this truck stop tramp get off on feeling like she could be in the same profession as me? I don't take kindly to anybody who thinks they can just step through the ropes and become a professional wrestler. Miss Texas is the Texas Women's Champion. She's wrestled all over the country. And I got news for you, dirty white girl. Monday night, that little bony legs of yours and that pig face and that big nose and those crooked teeth are gonna be dirty. And then we sure can call you a dirty white girl once and for all. And dirty white boy, let me just say this. When you step in the ring with the Texas champion Monday night, I'm gonna humiliate you, and then Miss Texas and I are going out on the town. And again, Lawler, I'm not your stooge, I'm not every stooge, I'm not anybody's funky, and you don't ever forget it, pal.
Dr. Tom Prichard with Ms. Texas talking about the action coming up this week. We'll see.
Let him go.
Oh, he just keeps going. Well, it'll be more than talking come Monday night. Back in a moment. I tell you what, let's do. We've got scheduled right now some action from last week in that mud match, Dirty White Girl and Ms. Texas, self-proclaimed Ms. Texas, I might add to. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of that, and then maybe we'll have everything squared away when we come back here. Watch this.
The ultimate whole match underway. Miss Texas and the Dirty White Girl going after each other. Miss Texas has Kim, the White Girl, in a headlock, trying to put her on over into the mud. Miss Texas willing to come on over in there, pull her into the big bath of mud. Miss Texas still hanging on to that headlock, trying her best to get the upper hand leverage. Now the White Girl has Miss Texas, dragging her, has one leg. Gonna put her, look out, Tony Anthony. Tom Prichard from the outside, just nailed Tony Anthony and Prichard. It's referee Paul Neighbor. Miss Texas in. Starts wailing away on the Dirty White Girl. Fixing to throw her in the mud. Anthony nails Prichard. Throws him out over the top rope. The White Girl has Miss Texas. Hand around her throat. Picks her up along with the White Girl. The White Girl, Tony Anthony, throw Miss Texas into the bath of mud. Dunking her on in there. Has her face all in it. The White Girl. Coming out victorious. There's the White Girl. As a mud-soaked Miss Texas. And I've got to say, it is quite a sight as Miss Texas steps out of the bath of mud.
Well, I tell you what a situation we have had going here with Dirty White Boy, Dirty White Girl, Tom Prichard, and Miss Texas. Here's Tom Prichard right here, right now.
You know something? It's been said that all my life I've had an attitude problem. Everywhere I've gone, everybody seems to think I've got some kind of bad attitude. You see, when I come here to the USWA, it doesn't matter if it's Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, or even the Dirty White Boy. I've always been a loner in my life, and there's very few people that I've ever let inside my own world. And you may say, hey, there's not a lot of people that want to come inside my world. But there's just a very few elite that get to step into my world. And you, Dirty White Boy, and you, Dirty White Girl, you have stepped into my world. Now you see, you think you can come out here and try and humiliate me. You think you can come out here and try and humiliate Miss Texas. And you think you can come out and try and say something about the great state of Texas, or Eric Embry, or Tom Prichard, or Tozo Yamamoto, and the list could go on and on. But you see, the deal is, I do have a bad attitude. I've got the kind of attitude that you don't want to meet in a dark alley, White Boy, and you know it. I've got the kind of attitude that if a girl doesn't do what I say, I don't mind slapping her and making her do what I say. I've got the kind of attitude that if you don't like what I say, I'll tell you, you better learn to like it, because I might just slap you too. You see, I'm the Texas heavyweight champion, and I don't like being in any kind of matches where you got to throw somebody in the mud. But I'll tell you this, I asked for this match because you don't have just the girls in there this time, White Boy. And you, Dirty White Girl, you don't have to just contend with Miss Texas. Because standing on the corner, standing on the side of the apron is going to be me. And in the middle of the ring, they're going to have a big horse trough full of mud. And you see, White Boy, when you think you can humiliate me, and when you think you're going to throw somebody in the mud, I got news for you. I am the Texas heavyweight champion, and you're nothing but a smelly, fat, disgusting pig from Tennessee. And you, dirty white girl, I detest the fact that you're even in my business to begin with. And me and Miss Texas are going to show you why. When you step into our world, you're stepping into something, and you're stepping into a dimension that you've never, ever known before. I can promise you that, pal.
Dr. Tom Prichard with promises. Well, come on.